Okay, so all of you can see my PPT.
Yes, Miss.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Yeah. Our topic today is Sharia audit for Islamic bank. That actually you have learned many things about Islamic bank, such as the product, the process, and then maybe the characteristic of Islamic bank. Then we try to understand, we try to know what is the background, what is the reason, the importance of Sharia audit. Okay, first introduction. Yeah, there is a rapid development of Islamic bank. We have known that the Islamic financial institution, such as Islamic bank, have a rapid development. Actually, not only in Indonesia but also all of the countries. Yeah, but here I give you the example of the development of Islamic bank in Indonesia. We have known that Islamic bank consists of three types. Yeah, Islamic commercial bank, or we only mention it as Islamic bank, and then we have Islamic bank windows. Yeah, and also the last is Islamic rural bank. So we have the newest data, April 2022. The Islamic bank we have 12, and then Islamic window we have 21, and also Islamic rural bank we have 165. All of this bank has many branches. Yeah, Islamic bank 1000 and 1830, and then Islamic window they have 440 branches office, and also Islamic rural bank they have 660 office, yeah, branch office. And the right side, the total asset for all of this type of bank. So it means that the development of Islamic financial institution, especially Islamic bank, shown the good development. Yeah, and then what is of course society usually expect the Islamic bank or Islamic financial institution are expected to operate according to Islamic principle. If we talk about Islamic bank, if we compare to the conventional bank, we always say that one of the difference between Islamic bank and conventional bank is it the principle that they adopt. The Islamic bank should operate based on Sharia principle. So we are as a consumer, we hope the Islamic bank also always operate based on Islamic principle. Okay. There is increasing demand of stakeholder concerning assurance about the Sharia compliance and accountability. So we need to be confident. We need to be ensured that Islamic bank, the Islamic financial institution, they operate based on Sharia principle. Okay. So why we need Sharia audit? Yeah. Basically, if we talk about the audit, most of you maybe have known about that. But when we talk about the needs for Sharia audit, there are some reasons. Yeah. The Sharia audit for Islamic financial institution, including Islamic bank, will enhance the confidence of the stakeholder. Yeah, one of the reasons why we save our money to Islamic bank because we believe the Islamic bank operate based on Sharia principle. This especially the main reason for Muslim society, for Muslim consumer. that we want to do our economic activities based on Sharia principle. Not only about the ibadah, yeah, we have we fasting, we salat, but when we talk about the economic activities for Muslim consumer, we want also to always follow the Sharia principle. Okay, so if we have the Sharia audit for Islamic financial institution, the consumer will increase the confidence, yeah, about the this Islamic financial institution. Okay, the major challenge for Islamic financial institution is Sharia non-compliant risk. Okay, we know, we believe the Islamic bank have the activities according to Sharia principle, but we still hear the opinion of the certain society. Yes, I think we have know about the what is the familiar opinion, familiar response when we talk about the Islamic bank. Islamic bank basically is the same with conventional bank. It is only the name. Okay, when we talk about the interest, when we talk about the profit sharing, actually it is the same term. Yeah, they only change the term from interest to profit sharing, from interest to nisbah. They only change the name of the product. Yeah, we have mudarabah, musyarakah. Actually, it is the same. Okay, we still often hear about the opinion. So, yeah, the major challenge for Islamic bank is Sharia non-compliant risk. Yeah, because once again, when we talk about the difference between Islamic bank and conventional bank, the difference, yeah, one of them is the implementation of Sharia principle. So Sharia non-compliant become the major risk that we should aware about that. Okay. However, as the business entity, yeah, Islamic bank are the subject of financial audit conducted by external auditor. Yeah, especially they are as a public company. Of course, this they should publish annual report that present accountability, and one of the evidence, accountability evidence, is if the annual report has been audited by external auditor. Okay. And the need for Sharia audit, we can see from the AAOIV, 2018, the an independent and comprehensive external Sharia audit is essential for safeguarding the integrity, reputation, sustainability of IFIs, and public confidence. Islamic financial institution, and public confidence. Once again, if we are sure that Islamic bank, Islamic financial institution operate based on Sharia principle, we as customer, we are consumer, will have high confidence, because because the financial institution that we save our money, their activities is based on Sharia principle, according to our belief, according to our religious. Okay. So the question is, what is Sharia audit? Okay. I take the definition from Hamed in 2009. This is the definition of Sharia audit: systematic process of obtaining sufficient and appropriate evidence from an opinion as to whether the subject matter, including processes, personnel, financial and non-financial performance, financial position, system, marketing, product, transaction, contract, etc., correspondent with the criteria, the Sharia rule and principle, which is broadly accepted by the Islamic community, and to report to stakeholder thereon. Okay. So I take this definition from Hamed. Okay, so we see here that this is the process to obtain the sufficient and appropriate evidence from the many aspects, okay, from process personnel. So we see here many aspects of Islamic bank, should be examined whether all of this, process, human resource, personnel, and then product, transaction, contract, performance, include financial statement, financial position, is in line with Sharia principle. So all of aspect in Islamic financial institution. Okay. Then the other definition, it is written by Abdul Rahim in 2011. I believe also that you have the lecturer from him, the Sharia expert. The Sharia audit is a process to ensure that any activities carried out by the Islamic financial institution do not contravene Sharia. Okay, and then the other definition from AAOI 5, external Sharia audit. It is independent assurance engagement to provide reasonable assurance that Islamic financial institution complies with the Sharia principle and rules applicable to its financial arrangement, contract, and transaction during a specific period based on a specific set of Sharia principle and rules. Okay, so this is the some definition about Sharia audit. So what is the objective of Sharia audit? Okay, still I take it from the standard of AOI 5. To obtain reasonable assurance whether, based on suitable criteria, the Islamic financial institution has, in all material respect, complied with Sharia principle and rules with regard to the financial arrangement, contract, and transaction for a specific period under audit. Okay, so we from some definition, we have known that the objective is to get the reasonable assurance that all material respect, all aspect complied with Sharia principle and rules. Okay, so if we see in the definition before, not only in financial statement, but all of activities, all of aspect of Islamic financial institution. And then the objective to report on the matters above in accordance with external Sharia auditor finding. Okay, so usually if the auditor do audit, then they should publish report. Okay, types of Sharia audit according to Abdul Rahim 2011, there are two types. First, ex ante compliance. What is ex ante? Okay, we see in the definition, the supervision, monitoring, and control tasks that take place upon and during implementation of the bank dealings. Okay, so means that before, yeah, before the Islamic bank can issue new product or services, yeah, they should ensure that this product, this service in line with Islamic principle. Okay, means before we do something, yeah, we should know that what is our behavior, what is our product, what is our service is not violate the Sharia principle. Okay, so here we ex ante means before they publish, they issue certain product, they should, yeah, there is supervision, monitoring, and control, yeah, before implementation. What is the example of this? For example, here, design the contract and agreement. We should make sure that the contract agreement that will be signed by the parties, yeah, for example, by Islamic bank and the customer and the consumer, also in line with Sharia principle. Okay, process of transaction, how they can go to the specific transaction, and also execution on the contract. When in the due date, they should sign the contract. Yeah, we because we have to screening before about the what is the aspect on the contract. Yeah, that yeah, it is good contract, do not violate Islamic principle, then that we call it ex ante compliant, means before we do something. Okay, but then we also have that we call it ex post compliant. Okay, requires thorough and comprehensive Sharia audit to review and check the transaction that took place after the execution of the contract. Okay, we have signed, yeah, the contract, and then the implementation of the contract, whether it still follow Sharia principle or not. Okay, so we do not supervise the process before the contract, but then after the contract, after we have the agreement, the implementation whether is still, yeah, according to the contract or not. So we after the implementation, yeah, we still should monitor whether then the execution, whether the implementation is according to the contract, means, yeah, is to not violate Islamic principle. So there is ex ante before, and the process before the signing on the contract, before we how we call it, we agree about the issuing of the contract, but then the implementation. Okay, so we do not stop after the sign of the contract, but then we still monitor, we still supervise the implementation of the contract. How is the relationship between Islamic bank and customer? Maybe, for example, if we talk about the one of the product Mudharabah, yeah, financing, Mudharabah financing with installment, for example, how is the, yeah, how is the, for example, the agreed profit sharing, how is the installment paid by the customer, how is then if a customer cannot pay on time, there is fine for them, or how the Islamic bank maintain the transaction and etc. So before and after the transaction, yeah, they should also still monitor the process until the contract is end. Yeah, the contract end. Okay. Okay. if you have question, you don't need maybe to wait until the end of the subject, the end of my explanation. If you want to ask something, then you can directly ask me, whether you write in the chat chat room or directly ask to me. Okay, so we see here scope of Sharia audit. If we talk about audit in general audit, or sometimes we call it as a conventional audit. Usually the only focus on financial statement only. Okay, financial statement only. If we talk general audit, or conventional audit. But if we talk about Sharia audit, there is some scope here. That first, the same. First, audit of financial statement of Islamic financial institution, Islamic bank. Financial statement of Islamic bank that you have learned before, many report that Islamic bank should make. There is audit about that. Okay. And then also compliant audit for all activities of Islamic financial institution. Once again, we only not see the result. We not only see the activities, but the process, okay, but the design of the contract, they should see also about that, not only the final product, not only the final service, okay, but the step before go to the product service, they should also do compliant audit, okay. And review of sufficient Sharia governance process. Okay, so if we talk about the what is about the Sharia audit, for audit in general, usually we will see how is the condition of internal control in that company, in the Islamic bank. If we talk about the activities of the company, activities of banking industry, activities of company in general, usually then we will see the governance, the corporate governance of that company. So including as a Sharia audit scope, they will also see the sufficient Sharia governance process. What is Sharia governance? We will see later. Okay, so what is the phases, the stages of Sharia audit? We have three stages. First, planning, and then second, examination, and then the third is reporting. Okay, so these the stages. First, planning. Okay, all of the activities should be initiated by the planning. Okay, so what is the planning of Sharia audit here? Before we do the examination here, we should understand the business nature of Islamic financial institution. Okay, if we talk about Islamic bank has their own characteristic. Okay, you have learned about what is the operational system in Islamic bank. What is the kind of product, the kind of service offered by Islamic bank. Every product, every service, they have their own characteristic. Mudharabah, musyarakah. If we talk about the financing, we talk about mudharabah. They have the criteria, they have the definition about that. Who is the parties involved in this agreement? Musyarakah, mudharabah, musyarakah. In financing, it is include, I ever asked this before, Mudharabah musyarakah, it is included as profit sharing financing. Yeah. Okay, I hope that you still remember what is profit sharing financing. Yeah. The example is mudharabah musyarakah. If we talk about the buying and selling contract, buying and selling financing, okay, what types of product that we have in Islamic Bank? Okay, I just repeat my question yesterday. If we talk about the financing, buying and selling financing, what kind of financing that we have in Islamic Bank? Who is still remember? We have 3, right? Want to answer? Buying and selling. I have mentioned about the mudharabah musyarakah, ya, financing. It is included as a profit sharing financing. And then we have buying and selling financing. Who can mention the contract that include as this financing? Anyone? I believe they also have learned about the about the accounting, for example, of this type of product, yeah, of Islamic Bank. We call it what? Murabahah. Salam is Tisna. Okay. Yeah. Murabah salam is Tisna. So each, yeah, each product have a certain criteria, certain characteristic. Yeah, if Murabahah, maybe who is the involved party in the contract. Is it can be what is maybe what is the example of the product that can be banned in the Murabah contract? You have learned about that, yeah. So understand the business nature of Islamic financial institution. Yeah, if we talk about the business nature, maybe in the operational activities, yeah, maybe in the service and the product that they offer to the customer. Then we also learn about the internal control of this Islamic bank. Maybe we can learn also about how that can be published to the customer. What is the process behind, yeah, the issuance of the new product? What is the, for example, maybe what is the role, yeah, of then that we will talk later about the Sharia supervisory report, and then the maybe, for example, the each organ in Islamic bank. So this in the planning stage, yeah, they must understand the business nature of Islamic financial institution. So it is important when we try to learn about the Islamic bank, for example, yeah, operational activities, what is maybe the governance of Islamic bank, the what is the organization structure of Islamic bank, it can be learned, yeah. So we can know the business nature of Islamic financial institution. And then second, we can identify the appropriate technique, result, and scope to develop audit program. Okay, based on the information, then how we can collect the evidence, what is the technique, yeah, and the resources that we can use. Yeah, if we talk about the technique, if we talk about the audit, we sometimes also talk about the what is, for example, the sampling that we should take. Okay, and then how we can get the information through maybe interview, and then case study, for example. Yeah, some, and we can determine what will we do, yeah, uh, after we learn, okay, the nature, the characteristic of the Islamic financial institution. Okay, after the first stages, planning, and then they will do examination. The right edit techniques need to be identified and deployed. Yeah, for example, they will have a field work in working paper, audit report, evidence that they should collect it from the company, etc. And then the last is reporting. Okay, reporting. Okay, represent deliverable of the audit exercise and prepare the Sharia audit report. Okay, so I believe that you what is that you have you have seen before, where in what is the audit, open the annual report of company. Yeah, when we talk about the financial statement, yeah, before we see the number in the statement, in the financial statement, the company will publish the opinion, yeah, of the external auditor about the financial statement. Okay, so if you open the annual report of the company, then there is a audit report, yeah, for general company. But if we talk about the Sharia audit, actually, yeah, ideally we have the Sharia audit report. Okay, I talk about the Sharia audit report. This the example that I take from the AAOI 5, yeah. Okay, so this sample external Sharia audit report. Okay, so if we see some section in this report, yeah, okay, we go to the introduction. Okay, for example, yeah, we have undertaken an independent reasonable assurance engagement external Sharia audit of, okay, in the name or Islamic financial institution or Islamic bank, okay, for assessing compliance of the IFI's financial arrangement, contract, and transaction, okay, with Sharia principle and rule for the year ended. Okay, so this because they will take what is the evidence, the audit evidence based on certain period. Yeah. Okay, then applicable criteria. What is the criteria? What is the yes, the criteria for the assurance engagement, and then the statement of management responsibility, and then the independent and quality control. This is the example, yeah, of the Sharia audit report. Okay, I think many section in this report, yeah. Yeah, but then okay, yeah, so this the example. Okay, okay. When we talk about the one of the scope of Sharia audit is the sufficient Sharia governance process. Okay, you still remember about the scope of Sharia audit? We have three, yeah. First, financial statement. Second, all activities in Islamic financial institution, yeah. What is compliant audit, and then the third is the sufficient Sharia governance process. Okay. Once again, if we talk about Islamic financial institution, the major issue is what the compliant with Sharia. This is the major issue from the first establishment of Islamic financial institution until now. Still, yeah, there is opinion in the society about the Sharia compliant of Islamic financial institution. Okay, therefore, when we talk about the Sharia governance, Islamic bank needs adequate system and control that ensure the compliance with Sharia, because this is the major issue, because this is the main concern of the customer, usually the society and the customer, and also the regulator. Yeah. What is Sharia governance? Okay, this is the definition. Sharia governance refers to a set of institutional and organizational arrangement by which Islamic financial institution can ensure that there is effective independent oversight of Sharia compliance. Okay, so you see, this is the definition. But what is Sharia compliant? Okay, Sharia compliant is the mechanism of ensuring compliance on the Islamic financial institution financial arrangement, contract and transaction with Sharia principle and rules. Okay, so all of the aspect, including the arrangement, the contract, and then the transaction, they should be accordant with Islamic or Sharia principle. Okay, Sharia governance promotes accountability and transparency and helps gain the confidence of the public. Okay, confidence of the public. If we are sure that our Islamic bank is always according with Islamic principle, they will get trust from us. Yeah, we will trust them. Okay, because yeah, this that's the we expect from them. They are always in line with Sharia principle. Okay. Okay. When we talk Sharia governance, actually external Sharia audit is a key pillar in Sharia governance framework. Yeah. It is an independent achievement that aims at examining and assuring Sharia compliance within the Islamic financial institution, and an independent and comprehensive external Sharia audit is essential for safeguarding the integrity, reputation, sustainability of Islamic financial institution and public confidence. Okay, so when we talk about the corporate governance in general, yeah, sometimes we will see about the we will mention the other aspect that make difference between conventional Islamic bank. Okay, beside the Islamic bank should should follow Islamic principle. The difference between Islamic bank and conventional bank, the Islamic bank should follow the Islamic principle. We can mention maybe one aspect that make the difference between them is about the Sharia governance. Okay, so yeah, because Islamic bank based on Sharia, about the governance, we can also mention the different is Sharia governance that can be implemented by Islamic bank. Okay, we see here. Okay, what is the function of Sharia governance? Guarantee the implementation of Sharia principle, maintain public trust in Islamic financial institution, and maintain operational and financial stability of Islamic bank. Okay, if we talk about the history of the governance, one of the the push factor why then corporate governance is important for the company is because there is in the because there is scandal, yeah, there is corruption, there is financial scandal in the company. So why then corporate governance become the important issue for the public company to they should make transparency and accountability to the stakeholder, yeah, not only to the shareholder but also to the stakeholder. So if we talk about the Sharia governance, yeah, besides they want to maintain the public trust, yeah, to the company, also this one of the requirement that if they want to be sustainable in the future, yeah, so sustainability of the company also become the concern. The company can do their operational activities in the long time. Yeah, okay. So yeah, maybe if we talk about the governance, we can see here what is the difference. Okay, ma'am, what is the difference between corporate governance and Sharia government? Okay, we can see here from the some aspect. Yeah, first the function from governance. If we learn about the corporate governance, usually in the company, yes, in the company we have board of director and board of commissioners. Okay, if we talk about the Indonesian condition, yeah, because Indonesia adopt two-tier board, so we have two organs of governance. First, board of directors and board of commissioner. But if we talk about maybe, for example, the other countries that they do not adopt two-tier board, single one-tier board, they only have this board of directors. Yeah, but in, for example, in Indonesia, we have here board of director and board of commissioner. Okay, one question for me: what is the difference between BOD, board of director, and BOC, board of commissioner? What is the difference between these? Maybe one of you want to answer? In the Indonesian company, usually they will have board of directors and board of commissioner. Okay, can you mention, can you explain what is the difference between these two? Anyone want to answer? Just just remember the maybe in the previous lecture, previous subject, they have talked about the governance. What is different between board of directors and board of commissioners? I believe that you often hear about that. Yeah. Directors. Okay, we have directors in our company. I think it is common. Yeah. Anyone? Okay, I will answer by myself. Okay, yeah. Board of directors. Okay, so the duties, the responsibility of board of directors? Yeah, they manage the company. They operate the company. Okay, so we can say that this is the management of the company. Yeah, they have responsibility. They have duties to run the company well. So what is the objective? The purpose of the company, usually the profit can be achieved. So this is the responsibility of board of directors to manage. Yeah, they have responsibility to manage, to arrange to manage the activities of the company. But if we talk about the board of commissioner, they have responsibility to supervise, okay, to monitor, to control, to supervise the activities, the management of company. Yeah, or in other words, we can say that yes, board of commissioner supervise the board of director, whether the board of director, how the board of director run and the company, whether it is according to, for example, their responsibility, whether they have the good performance. Yeah, so this the responsibility of board of commissioner. Okay, so when we talk about the corporate governance in general company and conventional company, we only recognize this position. Yeah, although if you see after this they will still have the other committee, yeah, such as audit committee. We will see audit committee, maybe for example the risk committee, and the other committee. But this the main organ in corporate governance in general. Yeah, but if we talk about the Sharia governance or governance in Islamic financial institution, besides they have board of directors, they have board of commissioner, they should have Sharia supervisory board. So beside this board of director and board of commissioner, the Islamic financial institution, including Islamic bank, Islamic insurance, PMT, Baitul Mal wa Tamwil, and then Zakah institution, what else? Islamic cooperative, they should have Sharia supervisory board. Yeah. So the responsibility also is clear. The Sharia supervisory board supervise, monitor the Sharia compliance of the company. Okay, then we go back. We go back to the previous lecture. From many aspects that make difference between conventional and Islamic bank, one of them is the existence of Sharia supervisory board. Yeah, if we talk about the conventional bank, they don't have SSB, Sharia supervisory board. Yeah, but when we talk about the Islamic financial institution, we must have Sharia supervisory board. Okay, so I think you can conclude, yeah, many aspects, many items that can make difference, yeah, between conventional and Islamic banks. Okay, then about the control. Okay, in a company in general, yes, they have internal auditor. They also have external auditor. Okay, but in Islamic financial institution, usually they also have this, yeah, internal auditor and external auditor. However, In Islamic financial institution, not only talk about general audit, but also they should examine, they should check, they should supervise about the Sharia compliant. Okay, so not in only in general matter, but also about the Sharia compliant. Okay, and the compliant about what is the basic of compliant based on the policy in the company, yeah, unit or department policy, the internal regulation in the company, the internal control in the company, but also they will see the compliant to the regulation. Yeah, it is in general company, general conventional financial institution, including that. But in Islamic financial institution, yeah, not only about the what is the regulation, the general regulation, but also they should consider about the compliance to Sharia principle. Okay, so not only general regulation, general policy, what is general law, yeah, but Islamic financial institution, beside all of the regulation, they should also consider about the Sharia compliant. Okay, so yes, if we talk about the audit in Islamic financial institution, many aspects should be considered. Okay, so here the Islamic financial institution, that they should operate in accordance with Islamic Sharia rule and principle. Okay, Islamic financial institution to supervise, yeah, the Sharia compliant. Islamic financial institution should have Sharia Supervisory Board, SSB. Okay, SSB. Then to do audit, yeah, to do audit in Islamic financial institution, they can follow the audit standard issued by OI5, yeah, and then the last, the audit report available only after auditor makes sure that the SSB draft report compliant with Sharia principle and rules. Okay, so one of the if I have mentioned before, the obligation, the responsibility, the duty of SSB is they also should publish the Sharia compliant report of Islamic financial institution. Okay, so this different, yeah, different with the Sharia audit report that we have seen before in the previous slide. Yeah, but in SSB they also issued their own report that we call it SSB report. Okay, so what is the form? What is the looks like the report? The looks like of the report we will see later. Okay. Okay, I give you example the case in Indonesian Islamic Bank. If you see in the PowerPoint, this is the example of organizational structure in the first Islamic bank in Indonesia. Okay, you still remember what is the name of the first Islamic bank in Indonesia? You still remember? The first Islamic bank in Indonesia. Okay. Yes, I think you remember, but in your heart, yeah. Okay, yeah, this is the example of organizational structure in BMI. Here you can see. What is BMI? Bank Muamalat Indonesia. Bank Muamalat Indonesia. Okay, so For example, yeah, for the company, then the highest the highest position in the company is general meeting of shareholders. Okay, and then after the general meeting, we have the director, board of director, and also we have board of. Okay, here actually this. I only copy the organizational structure, but if you see the where's the box here, it should only written Syariah Supervisory Board. Yeah, so this is the director uh, with the same position. They have Syariah Supervisory Board and the Board of Commissioners. Okay, so when we talk about Syariah governance, not only not only consists of board of director and board of commissioner, but also they should have Syariah supervisory board. Okay. When we talk about the structure in the below of board of director, we see many director, many department, yeah. But when we talk about the audit, okay, when we talk about audit, we can see here that they have head of internal audit. Okay. According to you, from this structure, which which department, which director that related to the Syariah audit? Which one? Okay, because if we see, we don't find any word about Syariah audit. Okay, so according to you, the Syariah audit should be included in which structure? Which one, according to you? Okay, no idea. Yeah. Okay. Because Sharia audit, it is related with audit, so we can see here. Oh, they have. Bank Muamalat Indonesia. It have internal audit. Okay, structure internal audit. This one, Sharia audit. It is related with the Sharia compliance. So we also can guess, yeah. Here they have compliant risk and legal director, compliant director. Okay, so because Sharia audit talks about Sharia compliant of the company. Okay, so we can see here we have internal audit, we have compliant. Okay, this is the example. Now, but if we see the definition of each, definition of each this department, the definition of or the responsibility of each department, we can see the explanation of Bank Muamalat Indonesia in its annual report. We can see here. Okay. 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 In company, they also have audit committee. Yeah, audit committee is have responsibility to help the board of commissioner. Okay. Okay. So here, if we see the function of internal corporate structure in Bank Muamalat Indonesia, they mentioned that audit committee have a role. If we talk about audit, yeah, audit committee has a role to ensure that transactions are carried out through adequate procedure. Transaction must also be carried out according with general accepted business practice. Okay, so we see here the committee audit, like in the general company, in conventional company, they have their own duty. Okay, the internal audit unit function is function as an independent unit in charge of conducting risk-based audit and ensuring that all elements of the bank have completed their function, including compliance with the management policies and regulation. Okay, so we see here, committee audit, audit committee, the internal audit, yeah, the internal audit. If we see the definition or the responsibility of this function, they should they should supervise the compliance of the company to the regulation in general. Okay, so actually, who will supervise the Sharia compliance? Okay, then the main responsibility is go to Sharia supervisory board. Although into their function, Sharia supervisory board usually is helped by internal audit. Okay, to make sure that the activities on the Islamic bank is according to Islamic principle. Why? Because according to the regulation, SSB, yeah, the duty and responsibility of SSB are provide advice and suggestion to the BOD and supervise bank activities to comply with Sharia principle. Okay, so when this is the some responsibility of SSB. Okay, first, assess and ensure compliance with Sharia principle on the operational and product guidelines issued by Islamic Bank. Supervise the new product development process to comply with the fatwa of the National Sharia Council, DSN, MUI, Majelis Ulama Indonesia, Indonesian Ulama Committee. Request a fatwa from the SNMUI for new bank product that do not exist the fatwa yet. Conduct periodic review of compliance with Sharia principle on the mechanism of fund collection and distribution of fund as well as bank service, and request data and information related to Sharia aspect from the unit of bank in the context of carrying out their duties. Okay, so before Islamic bank issued the product or the service, they should get they should get the agreement from the Sharia Supervisory Board, SSB. Yeah, so to make sure that this product, that this service still according with Sharia principle. Okay, so this the responsibility of SSB. Okay, but then the question is in this case in Indonesian Islamic Bank, whether they have Sharia audit report. Okay, we will see. Yeah. Okay. So you see here in Indonesian Islamic Bank, actually, the one of the responsibility of SSB is to issue SSB report, Sharia Supervisory Board report. Okay, I take the example of this report from Bank Muamalat Indonesia, and Alhamdulillah they publish the report. Usually the company publish the report. Usually they report into language, Indonesia and English. So for example, we can see what is the report in Bahasa, but also we can see we can read the report in English also. Okay, so you see here, this is the report of SSB. The report from the year of 2020. Okay. Throughout 2020, you see here the sentence. Syariah Supervisory Board had monitored operation and provided recommendation and advice to the management, hence ensuring that Sharia principle and values were established and good governance of BRI Syariah achieved. Oh, sorry. Not PMI ini ya. BRI Syariah ya. Okay, so sorry. It's not PMI. Bank Muamalat, I take this from the one of the Islamic Commercial Bank, BRI Syariah. Okay, sorry, which one? Okay, so what is the conclusion of this? Yeah, after they explain about the responsibility, about the what is the the duty and responsibility of SSB, we go to this. Yeah, pursuant to the letter, the SSB declares that in general, Syariah aspect in BRI Syariah banking, operation and product have satisfied the fatwa and Syariah profession issued by DSN MUI and have complied with the Syariah opinion issued by the SSB. Okay, so after this report, after the SSB explain about the duty and responsibility, they go to their opinion, that Islamic bank, have satisfied the fatwa and Sharia provision. Okay, so when we talk about the Islamic bank, the SSB have responsibility to supervise, monitor, give advice and suggestion, including before the Islamic bank issued the new product, this product should be get the Sharia opinion from SSB. Okay. But ma'am, this is Sharia Supervisory Board. It is not Sharia Audit Report. Okay, then we go to the audit report. We go to the audit report. Okay. Okay, this is the example. Okay, then I confuse PMI or BRI Syariah here. Okay, I apologize if there is a different Islamic bank, but at least you know that you have the you have description about the report, the each report. I apologize. Okay, so for example, if we see here the independent auditors report, it is for Bank Muamalat Indonesia (PMI). Okay. PMI. Who is the external auditor? They are from Doli, Bambang, Sulistianto, Dadang, and Ali. So from public accounting firm. Okay. So if I ask you, do you find the difference of audit report between conventional company and conventional bank or conventional company and Islamic bank or Islamic company? If you see this report, the audit reports, I hope that you can read the report. It is not maybe some of you see this too small report. Okay, you see, actually there is no difference. This is the audit report that usually published by public accounting firm when they audit a company. Okay, so if we talk the case in Indonesia, yeah, when we talk about the Sharia audit, actually we still have no Sharia audit report, external Sharia audit report. What we have now is the Sharia compliant of Islamic financial institution, Sharia compliant of Islamic financial institution is still supervised, monitored, and reported by SSP. Okay, by SSP. Then the external audit, the audit report will be held by a public accounting firm. They will publish the opinion in the general format, but for Islamic financial institution for Islamic financial institution, this public accounting firm should consider about the opinion of SSP. Okay, because why? Because if we talk about the activities, the operation, the activities, the product, the service in Islamic financial institution, they should get approved from SSP, yeah, to make sure that they are Sharia compliant. So when the SSP report have state that the Islamic bank is have Sharia compliant, then the external auditor can continue or can do the audit on the company. So here become our concern that Sharia audit maybe not pure operated now, but still we rely on the SSP report, and also then the public accounting firm can do external audit on the company. Okay, so this become the last slide. This become the challenge, the issue in audit Sharia. Actually, maybe if we talk about the external audit, yes, the focus still tend to be on financial statement. If we talk about external audit, they still focus on the financial statement, because the all activities of Islamic financial institution is rely on the SSP report like this. Okay, the lack of competent of external auditor. To do Sharia audit, besides they have the professional knowledge about audit, they should also have the Islamic knowledge. So it is become the challenge of accountant, for you as accounting student. When maybe, for example, when you want to do Sharia audit, means that you have the professional knowledge about the audit itself, audit knowledge itself, but also you should understand about the Islamic knowledge. You should learn about the characteristic of Islamic financial institution. This become the challenge, because now the lack of competent or external audit. Yes, they have the professional knowledge, they have audit knowledge, but maybe they have less knowledge in fikih muamalah, for example, in Islamic knowledge. Then they rely on the SSP report, and then become our concern, the qualification of Sharia audit that I have mentioned before. Not only general knowledge, not only audit knowledge, not only professional knowledge, but also we should understand about the Islamic knowledge. Okay, this is the last slide for me. Any question? Any question from you? Okay, Maybe if you want to see more clearly, yeah, about what is about, for example, about the report, you can try to open the annual report of Islamic bank. Okay, so you can compare. For example, is the report of Bank Muamalat Indonesia. This is the report of what is Bank Syariah Indonesia, maybe, and the other Islamic bank. You can compare what is the opinion, what is the report of the SSB, and then what is the the report from external auditor. You can try to compare it. What is the content of this to make sure, yeah, that when we talk about the Sharia compliant, yes, we still rely on SSB report, yeah, because in external audit still to audit in general, but they rely on SSB report about the Sharia compliant of Islamic bank. Okay, I think it's enough for you. If you have question, you can ask to me, or maybe then you still don't have question, but then directly you have question, you can ask to me you can ask me, yeah, in Japri. It's okay. Okay, Mbak, I think it's enough. Where is the
Yes, Miss. So guys, do you have any further questions about this material? Or maybe, Miss, they already understand about the material that you gave to us, Miss.
or they are confused also.
Maybe, Miss.
Okay. Yes, thank you very much.
Okay. Maybe, thank you for the Miss Penny Nugraheni, SAMSC AKCA, for the attractive material. Hopefully, it can help the audience to have a better understanding of Sharia audit for Islamic bank. Now, we are turning to the last agenda, which is closing. As the master of ceremony, I do apologize for any mistakes during this event. Finally, I would like to say thank you. Before leaving this event, please kindly everyone to turning on your camera because we want to take the picture together. Guys, you can turn on your camera.
I close the PPT.
Yes, Miss.
Hey.
Okay, maybe we can take the picture in 1, 2, 3. Second slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you for everyone for joining this event and see you on the next event. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mbak. Thank you all audience participant. I like ya.
Thank you, Miss. Yes, thank you. See you.